Hello, Dr. T in class. My name is Megan Powell. I am a former sailor. I served aboard the USS Iwo Jima for 5 years as a machinist mate. I received my bachelor's in environmental science from APUS in 2016. I took a year off before I started my master's program, and I now have 4 classes left before I graduate. I live in Toledo, Ohio. My family is large in this area. My parents are both here, as well as my 3 sisters, 10 nieces and nephews, and an infinite number of cousins. Over the past year, I've learned to do a number of arts and crafts activities, from painting to glass etching to planting succulents and wire wrapping crystals, which is my new interest. I've also done a lot of traveling this year. I've been to Dallas, the Smoky Mountains, Washington, D.C., Detroit a few times, Cincinnati more than a few times, Las Vegas, Erie Island, Memphis, West Palm Beach, Miami Beach, Atlanta, Virginia Beach, and Greensboro, North Carolina. I am currently working as an environmental specialist for a nonprofit called the Junction Coalition. This year we broke ground on our community garden, lobbied for the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative in Washington, D.C., ran a junior environmental inspector program out of our local community center, as well as participated in numerous water, air, and sustainability conferences in Ohio and Michigan. This year we partnered with environmental groups like the Alliance for the Great Lakes, Healing Our Waters Coalition, and the Ohio Environmental Council, to name a few. I am also a board member at Raw Tools Toledo, an extension of Raw Tools Colorado. Raw Tools is a nonprofit that specializes in melting down guns that had been used in crimes and reshaping them into garden tools. That's enough name dropping for now. Let me get to the subject. I have written some essays on NEPA in the past. However, this is the first time that I've read the law entirely. As with most people, reading and understanding law is not a particular talent that I possess. I hope that my personal assessment will be projected by answering the required questions. What I know of NEPA is mostly facts. NEPA was enacted in 1969 and signed into law in 1970. Knowing all the controversy around protecting the environment in the late 1960s and 1970s, I can understand why there was a congressional need to create such an act. Congress, although being reactive instead of proactive, exhibited forward thinking by creating NEPA. In Section 101 of the Act, it is apparent that Congress's idea of progression was opposite of the dominant social paradigm, where the majority of a group believes that human expansion trumps all. In Part B of Section 1, there are goals stated that are more in line with the new environmental paradigm. The goals in this section speak to Congress's intent for NEPA to aid in sustainability by fulfilling the responsibilities of each generation as a trustee of the environment for succeeding generations. The goals are also pro-diversity, speaking to the preservation of important historic, cultural, and natural aspects of our nation's heritage and maintaining an environment which supports diversity and variety of individual choice. What makes NEPA different from other laws is that it introduced the environmental impact statement, forced federal agencies to think about the environment prior to altering it, and established a foundation for federal planning. I was surprised to hear that Congress gave the CEQ so much authority. The council was assigned many tasks, one of which was to formulate and recommend national policies to promote the improvement of the quality of the environment. Knowing that NEPA was the first major environmental law of its kind, it's surprising to me that the CEQ would have so much responsibility. Then I think to myself that maybe they were given that much responsibility because no other office wanted it. Like I said earlier, Congress was being reactive by enacting NEPA. So maybe they were given so much responsibility at the time because it was easier to delegate rather than to do the work themselves. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I look forward to meeting you all in the future. Thanks.